This is not my story, but every time my friend tells it, I can't stop laughing. It happened years ago in a small quiet town, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone and gossip spreads faster than wildfire. Friend's father, let's call him, Tom, was a beekeeper, not the hobby kind. This was his life's work. It fields were golden with the clover. The hum of bees filled the air like a symphony, and every jar of honey that left his hands was pure sunlight in a bottle. But not everyone appreciated his craft, especially not a few unruly neighborhood boys who thought destruction was entertainment. You know the type, loud, reckless, always looking for attention. The kind of kids who never faced consequences at home, so they caused chores everywhere else. One afternoon, Tom discovered something that made his heart sink. His hives, his life's work, had been knocked over. Dozens of wooden boxes lay shattered on the ground. Honey spilled into the dirt. Thousands of confused, frightened bees buzzed angrily in the air. It wasn't just vandalism, it was cruelty. Those hives took years to build. The bees took seasons to train, and now, because of some bored kids, everything was in chaos. The worst part, Tom knew exactly who did it. Everyone did. There were only a few teenagers in the town, reckless enough to pull something like that. But without proof, he could not do anything. The police could not help. Their parents shrugged it off as kids being kids. And so Tom rebuilt. He paced the hives, calmed his bees, and went back to work silently. But deep down, something had changed. He was not just a beekeeper anymore. He was a man waiting for karma and ready to help deliver it. A few weeks later, Tom made a quick purchase, a new swarm of bees imported from a different country, a special kind. These were not your average friendly honeybees. These were highly territorial, aggressive bees, the kind that did not tolerate intruders. He placed their hive at the very end of the row, almost like a warning sign no one could read yet. Even Tom himself did not mess with that last hive. He told his family that once off limits, it's not for honey. And when his friend asked why he did keep such a dangerous colony, he just smiled and said, let's call him insurance. Summer came again, hot lazy days when the air felt heavy with pollen and possibility. And just as Tom expected, the boys came back. Maybe they thought it was the funny first time. Maybe they wanted to brag again. Or maybe they were just too stupid to realize how dangerous their little game was. Late one afternoon, Tom's stepson came running inside, out of breath. Dad, the hives, they have been knocked over again. Tom did not yell, did not panic. He simply stood up, brushed off his hands, and walked outside. The sight was nearly identical. Hives stopped, bees buzzing angrily, except for one detail: dust. The last hive was open too. The aggressive song was loose. He resembled the hives, his hands steady even as bees around him in the furious clouds. When he was done, he took off his gloves, got in his truck, and started driving. The town was small. He did not take long to reach the culprit's house, and there they were. The same boys who had destroyed his hives, now sitting in their front yard, covered in red bags. Their faces were swollen, their arms dotted with angry bumps. Tom slowed down, his truck rolled down the window and gave them sweetest, calmest smile. Then he honked once and waved, their expressions pure rage and humiliation. Oh, they absolutely knew what they did messed with, and they could not do a thing about it. What were they going to say? We don't stun because we traversed and destroyed someone's property again. Yeah, good luck with that. Tom drove again, humming to himself, and stopped by the store for groceries. The perfect picture of a man at peace. The story spread around town like wildfire. Everyone heard about the bee incident. The boys tried to play it off, but everyone knew the truth. After that day, no one ever went near Tom's hives again. Even years later, people would joke, "Don't mess with Tom's beeves. They have got a mean streak." But Tom never said a word about revenge. He just smiled whenever the topic came up, and maybe he did glance toward that last hive in the corner of the field, the one that still hummed a little louder than the rest. Sometimes karma does not need to be loud. Sometimes it just needs a good beekeeper and a few thousand tiny wings of justice. If this story made you smile or gave you chills, hit that like button and drop a emoji in the comments. What's the best act of karma you have ever seen? Subscribe for more stories of revenge, justice, and sweet poetic payback.